Alright. It's time for the semi-finals, a big best-of-7 match between the incumbent favorite, the big beast, the monster, the man with it all, the best TvT player in the world. It's Onside Gaming's Maru. Well, the best Terran player in the world. But I think TvT is probably a signature matchup. TY was one of the few players that could consistently get the better of him. Bunny, another player that recently has had his number a few times. And third in place for the player that does beat him every now and then is, of course, his opponent up here in the top left, Shopify Rebellion's BYUN. BYUN, famous for being very, very good with his micro, and recently having some action-packed, cheesy series with Maru. And I was really hoping we'd get to see this map early, because I think it plays to BYUN's strength. In the mid-game, Mass Marine, Mass Tank is going to be absolutely powerful at using that to go around and grab positioning. And get out all over the map. Just checking that music was on there for a second. The players having a little bit of banter already. Maru says, why is it so quiet? Am I being proxied? Am I going to find a proxy? Oh, Maru's calling it. It is a second barracks, but the thing is, this build for BYUN. BYUN says, why do you do that? Why are you guessing my build, man? The thing is, this is a tricky build. Maru is going to see the barracks and think it's a normal build. Check this out, guys. He comes in, he's like, nope, totally normal. The thing is, if he counts the SCVs, he'll realize there's some missing. He didn't go deep enough to count the SCVs. There's no way, guys. There's no way he counted the SCVs there. I don't think Maru realizes that there is a barracks. BYUN! Watch out! No, BYUN! Oh my god, he was about to rally that SCV into Maru's SCV. At the last second, he changes it, pulls it away there as well. Big thanks to Crank here for being such a legend and doing that translation for us in the chat. It does change the experience. Why no factory? Maru says, why wasn't your factory started yet? That factory seems awfully late. What's going on? BYUN throwing out a smiley face. These guys know each other too well. And Maru has gotten the better of him the last couple of times they've clashed. But BYUN coming in with those two Marines. Their reactor is up, and that means two Reapers are going to pop out at the exact same time. You got to get out of there, BYUN. BYUN, you cannot afford to stay here. He does get a second SCV, but he's got to leave. He's got to leave. Oh, he's going to fight. He's going to fight. Oh my god, BYUN is so greedy. He gets a trade there, 1-for-1, which is okay, but it's not that amazing. The command center being delayed, of course, on the natural. A very good idea here from Maru. But, oh my god, third Reaper comes out. Maru getting a little bit cocky. Oh no, Maru throwing out some attitude early on in this series, and it may come back to bite him in the butt. He loses an extra Reaper there. 2 Reapers, 2 SCVs. BYUN is getting his factory tech lab up. He'll be moving down to start a command center now as well. Maru has not started an expansion. And BYUN there with those squinty eyes at him. Maru, no doubt, complaining a little bit at how this game's gone. He's got 2 Reapers, 2 Hellions up against 4 Reapers about to be 5. 5 Reapers beats this if they get the correct angle. That is a big if. SCV's there to take the first volley. Great pullback here by BYUN. Oh, he goes in for the fight. BYUN. Oh, this is not good for BYUN. That SCV for Maru's genius. Wait, is it? It may be okay. Looks like a Reaper and a Hellion for a bunch of BYUN's Reapers. 3 Reapers of BYUN's did go down. Command center being built on the high ground, though. That's a big issue for Maru. He cancels Reapers and starts building Marines, realizing he's dumping way too much gas into a dead-end tech tree. So he's going to stop at 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion, start playing a more defensive game. And BYUN here, he's still got 4 Reapers. You got to be really careful on this map because you've got this back door where those Reapers can jump in. He moves out. I don't think BYUN's barrack spotted it, but he's going to run in anyway. If those Reapers jump in, they're going to do catastrophic damage. If they go in right now, it might be game over for Maru in game 1. Maru coming across the map. There's a Cyclone out, and a second one will be here soon. This is really good for BYUN if he reacts quickly enough. SCV's on the low ground getting caught out. The Reapers are going to jump up in. 4 Marines are there. 4 Reapers beat 4 Marines. Will he be able to micro it, though? Cyclone takes down 1 unit. The Reaper Hellion backs off for Maru. Those Marines taking big damage. Siege Tank is going to pop out. And this is why I was saying if he went in about 10 seconds earlier, it would have been game over. But that Siege Tank will put an end to this. The Reapers get 5 SCVs. Can he get any more? Wants to try and maybe keep these Reapers alive. Good grenades. Does get 6 SCVs. Makes it 7. But the medevac saving number 8 there. 7 SCVs, still massive damage this early on. Natural base is not mining. And the tanky vac's going to come across the map here for Maru. But remember, this has been a crutch for Maru recently. Just doing tank drop plays. He did it versus Oliveira. He underestimated him. He even talked about it where he asked Ryung for advice. He said, oh, it'll be really predictable. And Ryung gave him advice in that World Championship Finals. He said, you know what? You're so much better than him. Just do a tank drop. You'll beat him anyway, even if he knows it's coming. And you cannot make that mistake. Definitely not with BYUN. Oh, he boosts forward. The Cyclones lock onto the medevac. It's getting low. The siege tank comes forward. Gotta be careful. That Cyclone does get stuck. SCVs need to pull to repair, but those lock-ons are delicious. Oh, BYUN a little bit clumped up there, but doesn't matter. His siege tank will break out. The SCV pull, very necessary. The Cyclone gets the medevac. He does lose the Cyclone, which limits his anti-air though. And oh no, Maru's on fire right now. The Cyclone rallying in. BYUN messed up a little bit there. The barracks has landed. I love it. He says he's gonna build a Marine. He's gonna build a Marine. Yes, by the way, Maru did say just before, I want to kill you today. Get away from here. What are you doing? Does cancel the Marine. This is so dumb. These guys are having so much silliness early on. I guarantee you, as this series goes on, they're going to get much more serious. But BYUN was already saying that he's been playing Maru so much recently that he's kind of annoyed. Is he lifting and landing it? Maru with a big fat smile on his face. What the hell?
How so?
Whoa, BYUN throwing some shade saying Maru sucks. Wow. Oh my god, just not even respecting the opponent, just lifting and landing the barracks in the mineral line. What ridiculousness is this? The factory and the starports there. The third command center is up. I mean, obviously BYUN's way ahead on SCVs. Even though he did say, I feel like I'm behind, I don't think he is. He's going to send one Raven in for harassment. And he's stopped at 2 and is using his starport to build reactors. So he's going to go into a heavy Marine style. On the other hand, Maru is still stuck building tanks and Ravens. Much more defensive setup for him. And this is going to play to BYUN's advantages. Having an economic advantage, having the Marines with stim up quicker, earlier double engineering bay. I mean, obviously an economic advantage means an everything advantage. But good pullback. Only takes 2 ticks on the Raven. Maru's like, okay, all right, that doesn't look good. You have all your barracks coming up, and my second and third barracks isn't even done yet. Ooh. He knows that this is not something that he really wants to deal with right now. Obviously, a lot of people out there must be confused. They're like, so this is a small show match, right? These guys shit talking like this normally happens in like Oli Mole League and this sort of stuff where, you know, it's a couple $100, maybe $1,000 on the line. But today, Maru and BYUN are playing in a $10,000 tournament. This is not a trivial matter, but for those who don't know, BYUN and Maru lived together in the Prime House for many years, since Maru was like 14 years old. BYUN was a little bit older. And yeah, they lived together for many years. I actually lived there for a little bit with them. 11 years ago now. BYUN wasn't there for most of the time that I was there, but Maru was there the whole time. I lived there for about a month and a half back in 2012. And these guys, it's kind of like a bigger brother, younger brother relationship, with Maru being the younger brother, who learnt a lot from BYUN when he was coming up as a player, but now is actually obviously the more established, more championships, more dominant player of the two of them, but still good friends after all these years. Auto turrets coming in right now. Maru, man, BYUN's not pulling the SCVs, just stims his Marines in to deal with it, loses a bunch of them. 6 SCVs go down. It's a lot of energy that does get burnt there, but BYUN's got to be careful. He can't be throwing too many units away. Liberators did get caught trying to move through that north side of the map. Once you know about the Liberators, they're definitely not going to be as effective. I apologize for the stutters going on, guys. Can't be helped. That's the Korean server just pooping its pants a little bit. Yell at Blizzard to pay for better server hosting, please. I see it as well, and it's definitely not a problem on our end, but we'll do whatever we can to fix that as time goes on, which is shout at Blizzard and hope that they listen, which of course is not going to happen. Anyways, Liberator's going to siege up the main base, try and get rid of some of these SCVs. And nice siege up, gets there. The Marines will deal with that one, but the one in the main, oh, I feel like BYUN's a little sloppy with how he's dealing with this. He's still ahead in this game, and as long as he deflects it, it's okay. But Maru's just being annoying, buying himself time, trying to get up the recovery. And you can see he's down 2 tanks. He's half the Marine count, 16 versus 32. But he distracted BYUN. And now BYUN, who was way ahead on 1-1 upgrades, forgot his armory. Because of that, the engineering base is sitting idle. On the other hand, BYUN's building a 4th on location. BYUN has map control. And what I really want to see from BYUN is once he has 4 medevacs, I'd like to see him pick up 8 siege tanks and just run in, boost in, unload 8 siege tanks here, siege them up, and just force a fight. That sort of maneuver. You know, go around, take an angle, boost in, and do not let Maru get a 4th base, because you've got a lot of economic momentum. As long as you keep expanding, keep taking these bases, you can just play a big, heavy Marine tank style and outgun him. The barracks does swap off the tech lab, giving that over to the second factory as it builds another reactor. Pure Marine tank from here. The Ravens are up on that right side, but uh-oh. Vikings almost take him out. Nonetheless, he's in range of the command center. Something which, of course, Maru has to do something about. Otherwise, the drop goes into the main. He sees the Vikings out of position. Nice double Matrix, though. Oh, the Matrix barely gets off. Stops those medevacs from unloading, and 2 full medevacs do go down. Maru is the comeback king when it comes to TvT. He's the late game king. Nice. Matrix is going to allow him to edge out that siege tank, which is, of course, the biggest problem. Still, losing a gas, losing mining when you're already behind on income sucks for Maru. But overall, a positive trade for him. And he's going to try and move forward again. Double Matrix will allow him to take out these 2 siege tanks. This is good value for Maru. And as long as he preserves those Ravens for another 3 or 4 minutes, they will recover that energy eventually. Oh, he even moves in range. Okay, BYUN needs to stay calm and focused here. He's just bled out 3 siege tanks, as well as 16 Marines. Oh, he catches the command center, but he's not gonna, I don't think he gets the kill. Maru! Stopping to type a face in the chat, but because he didn't pull the SCVs to mass repair, he loses it. Maru says sorry. I think he was trying to shit talk him getting rid of the tanks on the left side at the exact same moment as BYUN came in. Oh! Get wrecked, says BYUN. I'm repeating it with conviction. I know he said it with a bit of a question mark. What can I say, guys? He's trying out his English smack talk. But yeah, you better be careful here. Tanks, Marines are on the way. We've got 73 versus 75 CVs. BYUN's like, just defend, buddy. Pay attention. Pay attention. Stop chatting. Maru says, yeah, I'm busy, dude. I am busy defending, mate. You know, it's funny. All those years ago, watching Maru practice, he'd be often sitting curled up like a cat in his chair, looking like he was half asleep and playing at 450 APM. This man can type while playing near flawless StarCraft. Pretty much non-stop. Maru says, yeah, this is a 50-50 game. Obviously, Maru always says that he's either ahead or even in games when he's clearly behind. And I ask him in the interview, I'll say, I was like, you're kidding, right? Like, clearly you were behind. He's like, no, I was way ahead. And he seems completely honest. I don't know if it's an ongoing troll that he's incredibly committed to or not. BYUN does slip 4 medevacs down to the bottom left side, guys. And the Korean server is having issues today, guys. We are getting spike upon spike to that server. But apologies for that. Nothing we can do. Oh, Maru's going for a giant Marine backstab, guys. BYUN doesn't have much at home. Maru's going for a big YOLO. Turrets have finished in the main. Oh, this game's about to hit the fan, guys. Tanks need to siege. They do siege up. There are some Marines there, but Maru can easy dive on that. BYUN is max, which means he's got nothing to defend, but he dives in the main with these medevacs. One of them did get shot down. If he doesn't get on top of that siege tank, he will be in trouble. BYUN has to run home. Maru getting massive damage, and I think BYUN may have been trying to force the issue a little bit too much in this game. Maru with his classic defend, and then keep all the siege units at home and send all the Marines across the map. This is classic Maru. He does this every single time in TvT when he's behind. He just hangs on at home, and eventually he finds a moment to send those Marines across the map. He catches BYUN completely with his pants down, and he does epic damage. The Marines are going to try and pick up and get out of there. BYUN with a huge mistake to let that happen. Just gave up map vision for too long. And you can see he's going to be a little annoyed at that. There's a missile turret up here. It does force him to unload. The Marine's going to try to stem on top. Raven gets focused down, though. These Marines are all deep red for BYUN. They're getting gunned down. And that is a beautiful play by Maru, who goes straight back into the main base. There's a few Marines there to deal with it, but Maru is dancing around this base. Absolutely smashing right now. And Maru effortlessly fighting back from such a bad position. The constant banter, I personally find a little bit off-putting. I'm like, are you guys serious? Even now in the fightings, I don't know how they type while they're playing at such a fast rate, and especially when there is such, immense amount of money on the line. It's crazy. It's crazy. The tank ambush could do good. Could do good. BYUN gets a volley off. Oh, but Maru just stims and takes him out, and that's really bad for BYUN. One good volley isn't enough to make that worth it. It feels like BYUN is kind of stumbling around the map a little bit here. And Maru just has the army advantage now, which is such a big problem because he's got the Viking advantage, even tanks, and he's barely behind on the Marine count. So it's going to be very difficult for BYUN to control space at all. The tanks coming forward. BYUN's tank will get off a few shots, but then the Liberator will take care of it. Single dropship goes across the map, trying to buy himself time. Almost nothing but marine production on the way for BYUN right now. Tanks are sieged up. The Viking tank Liv coming on forward for Maru. Maru with an inexorable push. It will not be stopped. It's just gonna get in there. It's gonna overwhelm. BYUN needs to be quicker on unsieging these tanks. The marine drop in the back kills 3 SCVs. Maru just casually pulls his workers away and continues playing top tier StarCraft. BYUN was given a very good position in this game, but he has let it slip away a little bit. Interference Matrix goes down on the tank. Drop tries to get inside the main, cancels the starports, but Maru, he's done this versus the best Terrans in the world so many times. He looks dead and just casually works his way back to a lead. GG, well played. A great start to the series for Maru. All right, great way to start the series, guys. Maru down here in the bottom right side with a bit of a mental edge there. I really feel like... Oh! Oh my god. Oh my god, he goes in on the wrist. He says, oh, does your wrist still hurt? BYUN says it's fine for now. Wow, Maru. Okay, guys, I really feel like losing that World Championship has created dark Maru. Maru representing Onside Game. We've got Rebellion, BYUN in the top left. BYUN has actually seemed smiling and happy the whole time, guys. He hasn't asked to turn the camera off once. If he asks, I will let him turn that camera off immediately. But I haven't. He hasn't asked just yet. Oh my god, this proxy barracks location. Why were you careless? Says Maru. BYUN says, I was behind. Maru's like, really? BYUN's like, yeah. BYUN was so far ahead in that last game, guys. He threw a massive lead away. I really feel like he was like joking about being behind, but then he like forgot he was joking and started believing it and started playing really reckless. And Maru's like, please scout, dude. Can you just like scout one game? For those who don't know, BYUN is famous for not scouting. Don't send your SCV through. Don't send your SCV past the other SCV. BYUN. Maru, by scouting, he sees the factory hasn't started, so he knows there's a proxy. You don't want him to know exactly where it is. So same interaction as last game, same matchup of build orders. Maru says, really? You're going to do the same thing again? BYUN says, nope, not this time. Now, technically, BYUN could have hidden his factory up here or back there. And that's what I don't get. Wouldn't that be actually a really clever adjustment from BYUN here? Since Maru doesn't scout the whole main base. Hide a factory in behind the mineral line. Really clever thing he could do. Reaper's coming in right now, guys. Ooh. And even Maru says you should build your factory behind the mineral line. Even Maru suggests it. Here we go. No reactor first this time. He's going to have to, of course, pull the boys, but doesn't lose a single SCV. Great micro. As long as you keep building Reapers and Hellions, you'll be just fine. Command center on the high ground is forced. I don't really like the placement on the command center because it blocks the add-ons from going down. But I've always said that Maru doesn't really plan ahead with his building placement that much. Innovation was always really like precise about it, but Maru kind of just slaps stuff down wherever. Maru has a very good ability to flow through the situations no matter what's going on. We'll see what's going on here. Looks like the starport's coming down behind this command center on location for BYUN. And this doesn't put you too far behind. You might think surely BYUN needs to do damage, but not really. The big problem is that the barracks is on the other side of the map, and he's going to use it for scouting. What I would really love, and we don't see enough, is BYUN scout with the barracks, but then keep it alive, bring it home for later. It is 150 minerals worth of value, and can make a big difference if you get that bad boy home. But Maru playing exceptionally safe and careful. I really feel like Maru, his whole plan here is to shit talk BYUN, and just kind of just defend, play turtle, and wait for BYUN to make mistakes. Maru says, I hate where my second command center is. I love that Maru is literally commentating exactly what I'm saying, but 30 seconds later. Like, Maru literally is repeating everything I've said in my commentary within 30 seconds to a minute, but he's saying it out loud to BYUN as, like, narration of the... Can you just take my job? Can you just take my job? Seriously, Maru. BYUN's like, you should cancel it. Maru's like, you got to give me resources, otherwise I'm not going to cancel it. BYUN's like, sure. Maru's like, I don't think you can cancel it. This is ridiculous. Okay, Reapers jump in. One of them does die. Tanky vac follow-up this time for BYUN. This is so weird. I'm used to being a storyteller of a very serious game. And right now I've got two dudes who are smiling at each other, trading dumb jokes, and at the same time playing really top-tier StarCraft and trying to take each other's heads off. It's a little bit weird. But right now Maru has no idea that tank push is coming. Why didn't you, says Maru. BYUN said because you didn't You said don't do that. Maru says, what a good boy. Well, is he that good a boy? Maru's third command center in a terrible position here. Oh, the tank right there. Oh no, he has to cancel the command center immediately. And BYUN's gonna try and rotate around. Careful. That's 2 cyclones is pretty scary, man. Auto turret comes down as well. Oh, this is a good fight for Maru, and he's gonna maybe get the medevac. Yeah, he does. Siege tank does unload. He tries to take care of the cyclone, but Maru just smashes that fight, and BYUN GG's out. What the hell is going on right now, guys? Constant smack talk. BYUN messes up a fight. He's behind, but just really, really very much Idra GG timings coming in here. BYUN has got to step it up. All right, man. He's been dominant. Maru in the bottom left side, just looking like an absolute Chad gamer. Now, these guys have been bantering a lot, but I think it's going to slow down a little bit. Maru's up 2-0, and it's been kind of chill. I think BYUN is definitely going to be like, okay, I got to get serious now. You know, he thought he'd be able to maybe throw Maru off a little bit, but Maru is so smooth with that banter in game. You know, he doesn't seem like the sort to be too cheeky and that sort of stuff, but like, the thing is that BYUN is a guy who I do think needs all of his energy focused on the engagements. Now, if they keep bantering like that last game, I'll only read out the occasional thing. I'll mostly ignore it, as otherwise it does kind of change the flow of the commentary a little bit. And yeah, people are like, did you tell them? I didn't say anything to them. I literally told them to take a break while I played ads in between games. Because like, I was a bit annoyed. I was like, oh my God, please don't just like have all the games end in 6 minutes. And then like, and then I'm not going to say anything to players in the middle of a tournament. They do whatever they want, guys. The check will tell them to play as good as they want. But I do think that BYUN naturally will want to play a better game as well. Obviously, Maru is probably happy to keep the banter going since it seems to be going in his favor. But BYUN's going to need to clean things up. Maru scouts yet again, guys. And this time, it is with a barracks gas expand. So not a gas first, just an expand build. BYUN does not have any scouting info. This Reaper coming in, he'll see the bunker. That immediately tells him he's up against a 1-rax expand. But BYUN's slow to react. Oh no, it's a disaster. BYUN. Oh, and he drops the question mark. Very common for the players when something doesn't go their way. Drop that question mark. The what? Oh, your Reaper just shoots better than mine? Maru says, good game, mate. You're out of here. Good game, dude. GG, no re, man. Well, there definitely has to be a re. This is a best of 7. Factory is coming up. Maru, that's such a good start. Because if you take out the Reaper, you suddenly aren't as worried about Reaper Hellion diving in. And of course, BYUN has to basically just go to the next step. Got the Cyclone on the way as well. Starport is going to be ready to swap onto that Tech Lab potentially. He could go for the Siege Tank one more time. Siege Tank medevac opening is pretty darn solid. And if he was able to just run away after that push or leave the Tank Siege to potentially take a better fight, might have worked out a little bit better for BYUN in that last game. But he was, of course, outnumbered on the ground in the previous map. Gas goes up in the natural expansion here for BYUN. Now, you might be like, hey, he's not too far behind on workers. It's actually even. But keep in mind, this command center is finished and is now pumping, so Maru can make 2 SCVs at a time. Can make 2 SCVs. There we go. Starts up a second SCV, whereas the orbital's still making for the next 25 seconds. So Maru should take about a 3 or 4 worker lead off of this. And in terms of, well, is he more vulnerable? Arguably, this medevac and Marines could do damage, but the pressure is on BYUN to do that, to equalize. Otherwise, Maru's going to start pulling away. Maru jumps into the base. He sees the medevac move out and, of course, does lose that Reaper. Reaper, Hellion, 4 Marines in attack. I'd like to see BYUN change angle and try to just drop the mineral line, kill a few SCVs, get in, get out. Because it's been spotted, you know there's a high chance of your opponent being ready for it. Now, on the downside, Maru with bad 3rd command center placement. That's in range of a tank drop. BYUN doesn't know about it, though. Ooh, here we go. Okay, this is actually a pretty good angle, but great safe building placement for Maru. Notice he builds his building so far back to be safe against this, so he doesn't have any exposed add-ons for the Siege Tank to take out. The reactor gets low, but Siege Tank lands a shot. He's got to pull back. Maru does take a Siege Tank shot himself, and that Siege Tank's actually moving forward, trying to get a little bit further control over the front. Interesting. Does get another shot off, takes out 1 unit there. Behind this, no 3rd command center. BYUN's playing 2nd barracks before 3rd command center. He wants to have tempo and momentum, and he very well may even get a 3rd barracks and an engineering bay before going for that. The problem BYUN's facing right now is the same as in the last game, guys. He has not reinforced this army in the last minute, and it is outnumbered. So if Maru just comes and drops auto turrets, he breaks this really easily. These units need to get there. Maru staying, BYUN staying out here is super dangerous. Medevac gets spotted, does pull it back. Raven comes in for BYUN. I think this is a decent position for BYUN. There is an inherent weakness in Maru's style of TvT. It's incredibly defensive. But, that third command center is already finished for Maru, guys. Obviously, BYUN will build his on location using that second barracks map control. He's going to go into the medevacs, the stim earlier. He's playing with just that single Raven. Auto turret does come into the main base, gets 3 SCVs. It's a very successful first auto turret. Siege tank and a cyclone there. You do not want to throw another one down. Uh-oh, it's a one-way trip, guys. That Raven looks like it will go down. Can he get an auto turret off before he falls? He can. Takes out one building the engineering bay. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, check. He does end up focus firing it. Raven actually gets out of there on red hit points. These tanks, Marines trying to set up in a bit of an ambush location. Scan goes down from Maru. Maru sees extra barracks, tanks, medevacs, Marines. He knows that he has to play a very turtley style. So Maru has just been really good on the scouting. And I think what we're starting to realize in this series is there is a very obvious tech switch that BYUN needs to do next game. If BYUN can win this game or lose it, the next game he needs to play very greedy. Now, the reason he needs to do that is because every game he's been highly aggressive, and Maru's been SCV scouting, which is like super safe. But it also costs money to SCV scout. He's been scanning multiple times every game, costs money. And, oh, the doom drop's coming in, but Maru, his Ravens almost see it. Oh, it's just out of vision. And BYUN sneaks on by him. 3 siege tanks and a lot of Marines there. There is one tank there, but I think BYUN can get on top of it pretty quickly. Stim is done. The Marines a little bit slow to stim there for BYUN. Interference matrices are so good, though. 4 interference matrices absolutely shut that push down. Maru says, silly boy, mate. You knew I had 3 Ravens. And doing a tank drop like that, it works. If I've been wasting my Raven energy, I had not. I was playing safe. And you, my friend, are dunzos. You just spent all your siege tanks, all that momentum you've been building this game. Barely delayed my third base. And now BYUN finds himself on the back foot again. And the thing is, that's such a perfect scenario for Maru because he gets the perfect trade with the Matrixes. There was not enough Marines to back it up. I think that sort of drop, if he had a third barracks before third command center and another 10, another full medevac of Marines, just 8 more Marines with stim, changes that situation because then he can both kill the tank and stim forwards and maybe get rid of the Ravens or slow the army from closing in on it a bit quicker. But Maru now is in a stunning position because he's got the 3 Raven utility versus single Raven. He is down 1 siege tank, which is kind of crazy to me. But the thing is that BYUN is playing as if he needs to take chances. BYUN is playing clearly with the trauma of past series in mind. I always talk about one of the biggest mistakes players make psychologically in StarCraft is playing the game in front of them with the trauma of a last game. They're worrying about something that happened to them in a previous game. And you can tell, the fact that Maru beat BYUN the last 3 times he played him, BYUN's playing scared. He's doing it in an aggressive way where he's like, if I don't kill you early, I can't beat you in the late game, man. He's playing with, it looks like he's trying to force things to happen rather than doing them at the right time. Gets 3 SCVs. That's a nice drop, but Maru, dude, he's famous for his Cyclone cleanups. Remember that game versus Oliveira on Dragon Scales? That Cyclone that shut down like 3 drops individually? Maru's so good at keeping these Cyclones alive and hunting these bad boys down. And that Cyclone's still out there hunting. He sees it. Maru's going to notice that. Watch out. Who notices this first, guys? BYUN or Maru? Neither player's looking. Oh, God. Oh, God. And he sees it. BYUN's drop looking like it's very trapped right now. 4th command center is on the way. Both players going for 2-2. 3 more barracks coming in for Maru. Maru playing against his image. He's been turtling all game. And the thing is, he knows that BYUN is so focused on being the guy with the map control, the heavier Marine count, and that's where BYUN's comfortable. But Maru's actually going to 8 barracks earlier. So he's going to have more Marine production than BYUN in this game. And I actually think it's important for BYUN to swap into a tank Viking style against this. Because Maru has got more Marine production. But he might not realize that you're actually very capable as BYUN of playing a tank Viking late game as well. Obviously, we're very BYUN biased right now because I want to see a good series. I want nothing more than Maru to prove his legacy as the most unstoppable TvT player of all time. But I'd like to see him do it in the face of adversity, not in 4-0 clean sweeps. And that's why I'm cheering hard for BYUN. Some people, I still get comments on my channels all the time. They say, wow, this caster is biased, or he's favoring this player. And I go, yep, I know. And they kind of like but you're biased. And they kind of wave it at me like it's this like checkmate. And I'm like, no, I admittedly so, yeah. I like good games, I like comebacks, I like fun matches, and that's what I want here. BYUN comes in, he interference matrixes the Raven. Oh, he's got the Marine advantage. That's a good fight for BYUN. Get in, get out. He's still behind on the units lost from that early game. Ooh, he's gonna have to stim again, make sure he doesn't get caught out there. But I like the fact that he's not leaving himself wide open at home this game. I would say there's a big weakness for BYUN right now. Number one, no turrets up here. Number two, he's got no vision on the bottom side of the map, guys. The Liberator's still being a pain in the dick, though, just rotating around there. Sorry, guys. Apologies for the language. We'll try to clean it up in case anyone's got kids around. Liberator with a few zappies, but finally does get cleaned up. Maru's comfortable playing in a corner. A lot of players, like if this was Clem in Maru's shoes, I'd be like, damn, he's down 25 supply. He's going to be nervous. Playing in this corner with so little map vision is so hard. It's really awkward being in the right place at the right time. Maru, look at his camera, guys. This is Maru just on any other day. He's like, yep, on any given Sunday, I will turtle from down 30 supply and just play the survival game. BYUN's trying to inch his way in, but he doesn't really have any big advantage right now. He's going mass command center behind it, which is nice, but Maru looks like he got a few tank shots off and the splash damage took it out. The Raven goes down for BYUN, which means he loses that control. Cleaning up things like this depot would be good. BYUN still has not put any vision out in the corners of the map, which is an issue. He's going for a Doom Drop again? Okay, it's not a Doom Drop. It's just a reposition to zone out the base down here. But Interference Matrix will shut it down. That's the problem. The tanks on the low ground are covering a little bit. The Marines barely move into the tank. If those tanks were a bit further forward, that could have been good for BYUN. As it is, it feels like BYUN right now is trying to force it, guys. And don't ever try to force it. They say don't pop a pimple. Right now, he is a teenager trying desperately to spray that pus all over the place. He gets inside the main base. There's not many units to deal with it. One medevac goes down. A second medevac falls. A third and fourth medevac about to go down, but a lot of Marines do get in. It's about 30 Marines in the main base. He can do some damage, takes out a few tanks. If he could get out like a bunch of buildings or SCVs, that'd be good for BYUN. Obviously has a bit more of the map behind this in terms of his control, but he's only mining 4 bases. So units lost tab in the end is going to be very telling unless you've got your 5th, your 6th base up already. I mean, he's got 2 command centers, but they're not morphed to orbitals. And oh god, he's trapping his siege tanks in his main. That's a problem. Marines and tanks shoved through the front. Wait, Maru F2'd his whole army home. Maru with a big blunder. He F2'd his whole army back, and BYUN will take advantage. Oh, Maru! He was effortlessly blocking the blows, and he got lazy. He let his guard down. I didn't realize he'd moved all of his units out of position there. Big mistake. Big mistake, dude. Oh. Okay, there we go. 30 SCVs are down 80 to 56. And he's going to keep trying to do some drippy droppies. The problem for Maru is he's only got 3 Vikings. It's hard to control space. He's up 3 siege tanks. But 16 Marines building at a time for BYUN. BYUN needs to pull back. He's got to gather his forces for a moment. The double drop, though, does find the command center. Oh, this might be a one-way trip, though. He's going to get inside the main base. Careful, there's turrets there, mate. Go north. Beautiful. Gets clipped by the turret, but not too bad. Maru says, you know what beats 2 drops? 3 drops. Picks up all of his Marines and boosts after it. A few SCVs will go down. I mean, it's not a bad distraction. You're damaging and trading against a Maru whose position's already not that great. So I feel like this is very good for BYUN, but he's in danger of headbutting. He's got to realize there's a lot of tanks there. And as BYUN, I'd like to see him keep splitting his army up and attacking multiple areas, you know. If he can like sneak a Marine drop down here right now on those tanks, he's going to find really good value. Right now, he's doing the big tank pickup, guys. He's doing the boosty boost. Oh, there's no tanks in the middle, but there's plenty of Marines. No, BYUN, you can't do this. No, BYUN, pull back. Bad BYUN. Okay, that's not bad. There's only 1 tank there. The Marines can't really get in range. His own Marines need to split. Maru tries to force the break on this position. That may be a little overeager from Maru. BYUN could have split his Marines a little bit better to the right side, and then I think he might have kept an extra tank or 2 alive. Maru does pretty well there. BYUN immediately picks up a massive Marines and rotates to the right. You can see he's trying to be wherever Maru doesn't expect him, but Maru scans. He should realize that's not as many Marines as you should realize, but Maru's under so much pressure, he doesn't notice. That Marine drop, it's going to find these tanks. The planetary is finished, but if he splits up, he can hit these mineral lines. 1 goes on the siege tanks. The other 3 will go towards the main base. Maru's trying to scramble to the south, but the Marines are getting inside the main. BYUN has a 5th base up behind this. He's got a lot of orbitals, a lot of bases. The Marines here starting to hammer away. Remember that BYUN has no siege tanks. If he takes a bad trade and Maru counterattacks, he will lose the game to the siege tank advantage. BYUN is playing very well at grinding his opponent down, but he's got to be careful, and he should also build a third factory. This is one of the biggest mistakes. I see very few Terran players do this, but if you're playing a mass expand style where you're trying to basically swarm the opponent, you can trade worse, but you need more production. And actually building a third and fourth factory is a very good idea in BYUN's position, because you've got 5 bases, you're taking a 6th, you've got mass orbital, you've got unlimited income, but you're going to take some very scrappy trades because you want to force the fights to happen so that you can wear Maru down. Don't let him max out, that sort of thing. But this is where it becomes a problem, because now Maru counterattacks, your army is split up, you have only like 5 siege tanks on the map, 3 of them just went down to interference matrix, and this is where Maru might find an engage. Maru goes a bit too far forward from his tanks. BYUN, if he can get rid of 2 or 3 of these tanks and pull back, that would be good, but he stumbles into the tank fire. Good enough fight for BYUN though. He stims in the bottom at the same time, gets a command center and a bunch of SCVs, and as much as that was a dangerous point for BYUN, it's okay. He shut the hell up, he stopped the banter. School Principal Pig came in and said, no more chitty chatter in this game. You play some serious games for this $10,000 we're giving you. BYUN and Maru, they looked a little chastised, and then they finally decided to play a proper game of StarCraft. This one, Maru is not dead yet. I keep thinking he's dead, but the fact that he has the 5th in the bottom, he's not dead, man. He's not. He's still not that far behind in supply. I still worry about the tank count. It's 7 versus 9, which is fine for, BYUN right now. But it's been +3 siege tanks for a while for Maru versus +1. +2's finally on the way. It's a big mistake that Maru made that I should have talked about more. If you have +2, you one-shot stimmed Marines. And that's something he's been missing out on. Those Marines going to kind of stim forward for a bit of a siege tank snipe. Oh, God, oh, God! 3 full medevacs almost run into the Marines and die, but they end up not. Liberator takes out a siege tank and gets an SCV. It's worth it, man. Anytime you're trading like this as BYUN, remember also, Liberators cost the same as a siege tank these days. They cost 25 less gas. A lot of people forget about that change in the last patch. The Liberator has been seeing a lot more use since that change as well. Siege tank's getting some great shots off. BYUN here being very annoying, but the Raven count is growing from Maru, so he's able to break these small sieges very efficiently. But BYUN being elusive, not really overcommitting, and oh, yet again! This base keeps being a weak point. I'd like to see BYUN stim those Marines on the low ground as well. The Marines in the high ground taking some good trades, focusing down add-ons would be fantastic. Tanks out here skirmishing, but look at the trader, 15 SCVs. And I feel like BYUN is getting this closer and closer to an even game right now. He catches some siege tanks in the middle. They'll on siege, but they should get caught. Looks like that drop got cleaned up, and yeah, 2 siege tanks go down. Units lost tab much closer to even, and of course BYUN has the 6th base in the bottom, but BYUN needs more than that. I mean, he's oversaturated, surely. Yeah, he's massively oversaturated. So BYUN's so focused on attacking, he's really ignored expanding to the new... He should already have command centers on at least 2 or 3 more bases. Because he's not got that, he doesn't have as big a bank as I thought he would. That being said, siege tanks come in. There's only 1 tank siege there. He gets the sensor tower. Interference matrices from Maru, though. Good unsiege. He only leaves 1 tank behind, and he has more tanks to fall back on. Oh, look at this. And BYUN kept 1 medevac alive in the south side. He says, nowhere's safe for you, mate. Oh, as I say that, he stumbles into some big tank shots. It's +2 vehicle weapons versus +3. +1 armor's even being made here for Maru. Great delay on the mining by BYUN. He's going to start coming forward. A couple of Ravens. Just 4 Ravens, 3 Vikings are the air advantage for Maru right now. BYUN comes in and gets an orbital and a tank. Oh, no. Big trades there. Maru is in trouble right now. And I gotta say, for those who don't know, Maru plays games like this all the time, but right now, that's his frantic expression. That's his desperation face, where he knows he needs to make a big play, and BYUN has left a giant opening. BYUN's left a giant opening. He needs to realize that Maru's gonna go for a giant counter push. Maru has a bigger army potential. These tanks gets a few decent shots off on the Marines, but he's got to regroup. BYUN needs to regroup. Remember, guys, he's still only got 8 barracks, 2 factories. And right now, he's only got 3 siege tanks. 4th one pops out. And whoa! Oh, I think he's got wrist issues. That face there looked like wrist issues if I've ever seen one, guys. All right, we're just going to take a hop out really quickly. If, I think we've got, yeah, I think their wrists are hurting in this game. Yeah, I mean, we can turn camera off if we need be. We can turn camera off. I know that's special treatment, but I'd rather do it, let's be honest. How could you do a PP when I am the only one who's been defending forever? PP meaning please pause, of course. But yeah, he's like, how could you be the one pausing? He's like, dude, I've been defending forever. I've had all the pressure on me. BYUN's like, look, I can't even chat well, man. 3 minutes, please.
Game resumed.
There we go, guys. Straight back into the action. Marine drop on the left side. SCVs drill them down. A single Marine is still down here for BYUN. He's going to try and put that behind the mineral line just as a distraction. If Maru doesn't deal with it, it will kill a significant amount of SCVs over time. And BYUN going to dive on the front at the same time. He grabs a tank, sieges the libs. BYUN getting a little bit YOLO, but when you're this far ahead in economy for this long, you can take some crazy fights. Tries to stand his ground with those libs. BYUN throws away a lot of Marines, but I think it's okay. You can tell he F2'd, which is why that Marine was running away. That's a 6-kill Marine, which of course, BYUN does keep alive, picks up, and scrolls away. He's building more command centers out here. Remember, guys, he has still not fixed that saturation. He desperately should be taking 2 or 3 command centers at once, and really transferring these workers. The income is only 2,500. He should be at 3,500 on 80 workers. So definitely BYUN's macro is not that great. His tactics are amazing. He's been so good at outpositioning Maru. Maru's still trying to get efficiency out of the Ravens. And I just want to see BYUN keep on multi-prong. Liberators go in again. Oh, Maru's got to be triggered by these libs, dude. Spirit did this so much at Katowice. And I think a lot of people thought it would just be like, oh, it's early rounds of the tournament. This won't work versus the top dogs. But of course, this map, Liberators will haunt Maru for the rest of his life. Versus Oliveira, 2 Liberators killed 30 workers that he didn't notice on this map while defending a push versus Oliveira in the grand finals of Kato. And that's a series we're going to talk about for a while because Maru admitted it haunts him. And he's going to see those mistakes he made in that series basically just in his dreams for the rest of his life. Liberators are coming in. The tanks are encircling this. I mean, BYUN's got such a good position on this base, and I think he had such a good start to the series. Finally, we're seeing BYUN heat up, get the action going. Tanks trying to fire here, and those Marines doing exactly what they can. Liberators sieging up on that base as well. Marines tanks are doing what they can. 6 SCVs do go down. The Liberator up to 8 kills. Finally gets dealt with by a Marine on the south. Here we go. The Marine stem back in. He's going to stem on the planetary. Building armor never got made, which means it's only got 3 armor. Oh, it gets a big shot off, but that's too many Marines. They just gun right through it. And behind it, a Liberator's going to siege up on the planetary as well. Oh, BYUN is just throwing mass bio. And even though there's a few messy trades, whenever you crack through the front line, you get so much damage done. It's very similar to playing Ling Bane versus Terran. You take a bad trade, but then you get through the front line and you find insane damage on their economy and on their infrastructure. And this is exactly what he's doing. The tanks are going to siege up here. It looks like Maru will break out like he seems to do every single time. He always breaks the push, but at what cost? Maru is down at 43 workers. He's only traded 2,000 resources more efficient. He has 4 tanks, 32 Marines, 1 Raven. And the command centers do not stop building here for BYUN. BYUN still has not fixed up his saturation, guys. His income is still under 3,000 resources, minerals a minute. He's got no gas mining as well. So BYUN has not macroed for the last 5 minutes in this game, essentially. That is an issue. He's trying to take gases now because he can only build Marines and tanks. He is completely out of gas. BYUN, he's doing great tactics. He does find the base in the bottom, gets the orbital that floated out of the main. He stims in the backside. I think he can do it with pure Marine. But you can see that this is not the flawless calculated finishing plays that you might see from Maru in the same situation. It's definitely something where he is finishing the game, but Maru is extracting every single last bit of energy. He is trying to grind down those tendons in that wrist. And like the bloody strings on a guitar that's been sitting, rotting away for thousands of years in a damp room, Maru's game plan seems to be just fight to the bitter end like I always do, and eventually, over the course of a best of 7, you'll never be able to get 4 games in a row versus me. Maru loses the game, but he looks like a goddamn unkillable Dracula-like zombie that just keeps getting up. BYUN chops an arm off. He gets back up, kicks BYUN in the nuts. BYUN chops another arm off, beheads him. There's still a bloody leg that's kind of moving around across the floor. Maru finally dies after 24 minutes of BYUN dominance. Right, straight to the next map. And BYUN starting with, I'll quit if you scout, I warn you. And Maru had a big smile on his face in response to that. BYUN down here in the bottom right side, Shopify Rebellion. Maru in the top left going a double proxy barracks, Reaper Rush. Uh-oh. Maru says, you're very happy since you finally won. You were very quiet when it was 0-2. BYUN says, that's not true. Maru says, so what? BYUN says, so what? Okay, BYUN, stop bantering, mate. He's all in you. He's all in you. Let's hope BYUN, because I really do feel the banter favors Maru a little bit. I don't mind it in the early game, but I want to see BYUN stay focused, because this is a very quick proxy Reaper. They're going to jump up there, jump up here, and it's going to be 2 Reapers versus 1 very early on. Now, BYUN doesn't scout with an SCV ever, but the Reaper normally jumps down there. Hopefully he runs over to this ledge and checks, or at least is watching the Reaper and doesn't get caught by the enemy's 2 Reapers. I somehow have tears in my eyes. Is it because of the last game? This is the most Maru comment ever. He's like, man, do I have tears in my eyes? BYUN's like, yeah, oh no, it's reactor first. Oh no, it's reactor first, and Maru scouts for it. Oh, it's GG, guys. That's a free win for Maru. I mean, the banter changes nothing. If BYUN chose to do this build, and Maru chooses to go into the first Reaper. Remember, this was held by Oliveira in the World Championship Finals because Maru forgot to send the SCV into Scout, so he waited for 2 Reapers. This Reaper is going to do an astounding amount of damage. BYUN, he eBay blocks the Reaper ledge. Wait, does that fully block it? No way! That's so clever. It means the other Reaper has to go all the way around. BYUN with the 300 IQ eBay block. Why have I not seen that? Oh, this is a very frantic micro situation. That Reaper on the left can't get out. BYUN! Oh! BYUN dropping the get wrecked. Cancels the eBay. He survives. He's got 2 Reapers of his own. Apparently it's not GG. Apparently BYUN is a sick genius. Maru says, wait, really? I can't jump anywhere? Oh no. Oh no. We are playing ESL Neo Humanity. I believe nothing changes with the jump in ledges on this map though, as far as I know, compared to the latter version. We have swapped to doing the ESL versions after a few players requested it in every series. But yeah, I don't think that changes anything there. What an impressive hold. BYUN. I really thought we were going towards the 4-1 trajectory there. I keep worrying. When am I going to learn to just have faith in BYUN? They call him BYUNstoppable for a reason. And you know what, guys? We asked him yesterday after his semifinals, can you say BYUNstoppable, please, for my soundboard? And this is what we got.
Unstoppable. Unstoppable.
It's close. It's not his first language, and it's not even a real word, so... Oh! BYUN's gonna dive up the ramp! Crazy move for BYUN! Oh my lord, the Hellion pops out just in time. There's a Hellion underneath where that barracks is gonna be landed, and Maru... Oh my god! Did he get it? He gets the Hellion! Wait! BYUN won that trade? Did he? No. No, I mean, he lost overall, right? Oh, he gets an SCV? Oh my god! But oh, he gets shot down there. Looks like, wait, did Maru just land a barracks, build a marine, and kill the SCV building the command center? I think he did, guys, or he at least chased the SCV off the natural. Very slick play by Maru. That was very, very cool. Cyclone and Marines will kill the barracks. Command center is finished now for Maru, and he's got a 3rd one starting. So Maru, he looks like he's ahead, right? Workers, all that stuff. Guys, look at the army supply. He has no units on the map. He's building a Cloaked Banshee, but there's already Cyclones, Marines, and Hellions. Maru's got 3 command centers. He's going to have more SCVs and mules. Does he have anywhere for them to mine is the real question. Maru keeps saying his eyes hurt, and BYUN's laughing at him. And Maru's just like, what are you laughing at, man? You can look at Maru's face. Maru has, it's so funny. I feel like Maru was personalityless for a long time. Wasn't he was a bit more camera shy, and except in the smaller online cups, and he started to open up so much in so many different tournaments and just be a bit more unfiltered, especially when his buddies are around. BYUN, Crank, these sort of guys. BYUN cleans up that Reaper. We've got a drop, 2 Cyclones coming forward. I mean, Cloak could be effective here, but of course a Cyclone and a Scan will deal with it. And getting aggressive is good for BYUN because it gives him a higher chance of scouting the Banshee. Now, on the other hand, that Banshee is already sneaking its way across the map. There's 1 tank at home. If BYUN goes in, the tank's probably going to scare him off from committing because he doesn't realize just how light Maru is on the defense. Oh, that first tank shot is ridiculous. It hammers the Marines, but the double Cyclone lock kills it. And he's in. BYUN is in. He's doing massive damage, and he needs to, guys, because his Raven is not ready yet, and he's got very few units that shoot up at home. A couple Marines is all it is. Banshee's going to come in. Maru knows that Banshee needs to do some heavy lifting. The scan. He's got a scan ready in about 5 seconds, guys. The Ravens and the Marines are going to pull over to that Banshee. Meanwhile, the Cyclones are getting picked off at the front. Oh! Picks up, saves at the last second. He's got to pull back from the front. At the end of the day, Maru avoids critical damage despite having an army in his natural and no defense for it. He's like, okay, I lose 6 SCVs, you lose 4. Guess what? I have a 3rd orbital dropping mules. You don't. BYUN only now starts the 3rd command center, and Maru wizards his way out of a bad situation. I sometimes feel like it's a little bit like Harry Potter with Maru, where you're like, you're not sure what he did, but he's just out of trouble. It's like, did someone just give this kid like the literal epic legendary hacks invisibility cloak item? Does he just have a magic lightning bolt on his head and he just reflects death spells that kill anybody else that they would like Maru finds a way to navigate these scenarios so well. I think it's because he just stays so calm when other players panic. The Banshee doing very, very good. And of course, Maru saying, you know, I feel the Banshee's a pretty good unit. Feels pretty broken, man. Feels like it gets me back in a lot of games that aren't going my way. Let's be real, guys. BYUN is still way ahead on the army supply, even if he's a little down on the workers. And if he can deny that 3rd for a while, keep some pressure up, he'll still be able to, you know, get his own 3rd down and do all that stuff. The problem is, of course, the production lacks. He's only got 1 barracks, factory, starport. He's pumping Vikings now off 1 Raven. But he's not significantly ahead. He's only up 2 Vikings. And by the time you rally across the map, that means it's about even. So if he wins the Viking fight, I think it's good. If he loses it, not so good. There's nothing that shoots up at home. And the Banshee's going to come in. Maru, slick Banshee harassment, going to be very annoying. 2 Vikings pop out soon. But this is going to kill at least 4 or 5 SCVs. Army on the front line is there. Careful, BYUN. No, no, no. Oh, BYUN's YOLOing. I don't know if this is going to work. He's got pretty good numbers here, but that tank just killed 2 of his. Oh, my. That tank is getting shelled by BYUN's. One of the tanks of BYUN is not in the fight. BYUN, this whole game could best be described as BYUN basically impersonating whatever the most YOLO creature in the wild is. Like, he is an angry gorilla that's been given steroids for the last 5 years and been shown pictures of other gorillas getting punched in the face, and it's angry about it. He's just attacking into insane positions, and some of them have been successful, but that last one definitely was not, especially with the Banshee doing damage behind. He's now down in army and down in workers. Some people are saying a honey badger. Yeah, he's kind of trying to do the honey badger style, but Maru is deflecting it. I don't know if there's a creature in the wild that counters the honey bear. Some sort of dark sorcery, no doubt, is at hand. 3 tanks first one in BYUN's favor, but for how long? Can he even get out of here? Oh me, oh my. Cyclone's on the warpath, man. He does try to chase it off, but oh, he's gonna lose the Viking fight and the tank Marine fight. Maru chasing him down. Maru on fire today. Oh, wow. I really thought BYUN would be in a great position after that amazing hold at the start, but Maru defies all expectations, and he says, no, no, no. You've done 1 too many careless attacks into my base, and now it's my turn to counterattack, forcing so many SCVs to get pulled and taken out. And Maru even brings in 1 more tank. Those 3 red hit point Vikings, he even spreads them out. Maru! Oh, that's an illegal move, mate. Those 3 Vikings did way too much damage. Well played, Maru, taking a 3-1 lead. All right, guys, down here at the bottom left side, we've got BYUN saying, was the Banshee effective? Maru said, I don't even know, man. BYUN says that who knows? I don't know if it's broken or not. Up here in the top right, Maru building that barracks nice and far back. Notice he's been trying to put his add-ons far away from any siege tank pushes down here. Really making it harder for those things to do too much damage. Now, Maru on altitude might actually skip the SCV scout for the first time. As I say it, nope. Maru is playing so safe this series. The only one I think where he didn't SCV scout was last game where he doubled proxy barracks and used one of those SCVs to scout. So Maru, I mean, the last time he lost to BYUN 3-1 in Super Tournament, it was basically them just cheesing each other back and forth, and BYUN won the trades and came out on top 3-1. It was a very quick 4-game series. I think Maru's made the adjustment since then. He said, as long as I scout every game and I'm not surprised, I have confidence in the long run against you. I feel like you have to work way too hard to finish me off. The longer a game goes, I'm just a king of defense. And you might be very good at offense, but I don't think you can keep up with me in the long run. In the marathon match, you're going to tire out. Barracks Factory on the way. For those that don't know, BYUN and Solar are also good buddies who play a lot in tournaments, and sometimes you'll be watching them play and they have a constant stream of banter back and forwards. Lots of question marks in the chat, insulting the other one when they make a mistake or complaining about balance whenever something doesn't go their way. But it's always interesting with Maru and BYUN playing the same race, and it just feels like it's much sillier than the banter with any other players. SCV coming into the natural. 2 Reapers for both sides. Command Center starts a little earlier for BYUN. Maru wanted to mine those 5 minerals. Maru saying, come on, man. Bring it! I think at this point, we're looking at Maru trying to bait BYUN into just doing dumb stuff. And the more banter, the more the games have started good for BYUN and then gone bad. I just feel like BYUN is not able to keep his cool as much. And I think it's because he has a brash style of play. I mean, BYUN's style of play is always about opportunistically diving into fights which other players wouldn't necessarily see as an option. And that takes a lot of focus on absorbing every bit of information you can and really deeply understanding the game state. And you simply can't do that when you're talking smack the whole time. Now, in this scenario, there's nothing going on. I think it's fine. But I think the moment the action heats up and there's banshees and backstabs and drops, if BYUN keeps talking, I really do believe his chances of winning go down massively. Starport's much faster for BYUN. Looks like we will be seeing a drop. I don't know if I don't think he waits for a siege tank. I think he's going to go Cyclone. This looks like a Widowmine, Marine, Hellion, Reaper drop, guys. And in fact, he's already just building tech labs. Oh, slight mistake there. That's the old tell the building to build an add-on, but then you reselect it off your hotkey to set a rally point, and you accidentally have given it a move command because it's flying. People are saying, I want this to happen at a LAN where they're just smack talking each other. It would be so sick. Up there on stage, and they're just like sticking their tongue out at each other across the stage, and they're like, I banged your mom. They should bring it much more Call of Duty style. Yeah, they're like, oh, your sister's ugly, or something. Just like random insults, like not even as crass, because like, let's be real, if it's Call of Duty or Halo Kitties, those are words you can't really say without getting a fine from ESL. But maybe the PG-13 version of it. Here we go. Drop goes into the main base. Great SCV pull by Maru. Only loses 1 SCV. Get out, get out. The Widowmine is gonna... Ooh, I like the Widowmine. Oh, he's trying to send SCVs in to tank the Widowmine shot. Maru, I love that as he's responding, he says, what are you doing? He loses mining time, loses an SCV. It's a good trade for BYUN. BYUN's got the Raven. He's got a tank. Wait. He skipped Cyclone? Oh my lord, guys. Okay, BYUN's planning a very dirty build. BYUN is planning to do a 2 tank drop in the back of the main. So his whole goal with this drop is to bait out all of the auto turrets, so there's no matrixes. He's going to boost in the back with 2 or 3 siege tanks, probably 3 medevacs just filled with unupgraded marines and tanks. He maybe has stim finished on them, but the fact that he's skipping Vikings and only has 1 Raven, BYUN's basically just going to try and dive into the back of the mineral line and surprise Maru at a very early timing. I love... What are they talking about? BYUN is literally commentating his own micro, saying it's insane. He's going for the tank push right now. He's trying to distract Maru. I really feel this distracts himself a lot more than it distracts Maru. Let's see if he can pull this move off. The positioning is perfect for Maru, except for the tank on the low ground. But the fact that he's... Oh, the Widowmine. The Widowmine on the right side could be huge. Oh, the Widowmine hits the medevac, splashes the Marines. Auto turrets going down on both sides. The Cyclone falls. This is looking good for BYUN. Oh! Oh, okay. The distraction works. Maru is giggling. He's like, okay, buddy. All right. You distracted me with the banter. You got me that time. Okay. All right, buddy. GG. All right, guys. Rep it onside. The beast. It's Maru in the bottom right side. I think now the scoreline's getting a bit too close for comfort. He's going to have to step up his game. And of course, he decides to start that by spamming chat. For those who don't know, the lobby chat in between games, I literally couldn't keep up with it. It was just a constant stream of Koreans sliding down as they spammed at each other. BYUN is always lucky for spawning, says Maru. Wait, why is this the worst spawn? The add-ons are more exposed here. Your add-ons are safer. But I guess people like attacking... No, people prefer attacking upwards. What? This is the better spawn. Your workers also start closer to the minerals. How is that the better spawn? Maru, you cheeky boy. Anyways, BYUN's going back to the proxy barracks, guys. Rep and Shopify Rebellion. He's got that second proxy barracks. Remember, this is game 1 and game 2 of this series. Started like this. There's a lot of banter. But you know what? This is the first game Maru has not SCV scouted or proxied himself. And that gives BYUN the best chance to surprise him with this strategy and potentially cascade it into a straight up victory. Remember, BYUN's micro is just off the charts. He's been very good at diving with those Reapers. I can imagine you laughing. He is laughing, Maru. He is. Pig, we need you to know why Maru is whining about the spawn position, says Funka. I'm super confused. I think it's the better spawn. Oh, whoops. Wrong chat. I'm a ref. I forgot I'm a ref. I forgot I could talk to the players. I forgot I could talk to the players. Sorry, guys. I'm used to being an observer, not a referee. But as I'm hosting... ah! Ah! Oh, Maru pulls back from the Reapers. I would have felt so bad if he didn't notice what was happening because he was distracted. But I mean, goddamn, these guys have been distracting each other start to finish. Maru's having a laugh earlier, but now his face looks a little more serious as the double Rex Reaper comes in. Oh, good micro by Maru. Finally, he loses an SCV, but look how many SCVs he kept alive on low hit points. Rotating back to weak ones, Hellion comes out. BYUN does escape without losing a Reaper, though, and a big denial in the build time of that command center. Of course, he's got his own factory coming up behind it, but man, that was incredible micro. One SCV only, but it's not done yet. Oh, I think you got to cancel that, bro. Oh, BYUN pulls back the weak one, gets an SCV, heavily damages the Alien. He could dive up that ramp right now. Nice cancel for Maru. For BYUN. It's very good for BYUN to get this start. A cancel, an SCV, 2 SCVs. Maru says, no worries, buddy. You can take the command center. But I'm still pumping Reaper Alien. And guys, this tells us Maru wants to counterattack. If he builds another, if he queues up more Reapers after this one, he's gonna go hard with the counterattack. The fact that he's building a starport instead of a command center already indicates that. I think Maru right now is leaning into the YOLO, guys, the all-in. Maru's commentating his own position and saying, you know, I don't know if this actually feels that good, man. BYUN says, I feel really good. Maru says, shut up as BYUN comes in. Maru gets a massive Hellion splashy. BYUN screws the pooch there. Oh no! BYUN was way too clumped on his Reapers. Maru told him to shut up and BYUN came in and took an awful fight. He just lost 5 Reapers for 1 Hellion. He was so clumped. Those first 2-3 Hellion shots basically killed every Reaper. That was a disaster. Maru says, done, smiley face. He's feeling good again because he knows BYUN just threw his advantage. BYUN's got a quicker command center. Like, it's on location. It's a little quicker, but he's just given up so much control. And now, 6 Reapers. He's going to have 4 Hellions and 8 Reapers. Oh, he can't stop it. I don't think there's any way he stops this, guys, unless he gets the best grenades of all time. This is the attack where he floats the medevacs in. It's going to boost in and unload 4 Hellions. There's going to be 7 Reapers jumping up the cliff as well. Actually, he's only got 6 on the front lines. The other ones are a bit far behind. BYUN's out of position, though. He's trying to build a Banshee, but it's not here just yet. Oh, my God. Maru! Is he going to clutch victory from the jaws of defeat again? Every single time. We'll see. The Banshee Hellion gets in on top. Oh, BYUN actually gets a pretty good angle, but he's already lost 13 SCVs. And now Maru gets some beautiful grenades bouncing BYUN's guys around. Oh, damn. Absolutely devastating. And BYUN, he knows he's done for here, man. Oh, he drops the Shabai, the F word, perhaps. And he knows that he really messed that one up, man. Oh, this is a bit of a disaster of a series because it really feels like BYUN's had so many opportunities, but at the end of the day, the moment the banter heats up, it feels like Maru just finds the better trades and works his way back in from bad situations. It's been a topsy-turvy series. He gets ahead, and then he falls way behind, does BYUN. He's not going to throw in the towel because it is, of course, potentially his tournament life on the line. And the winner of this goes to the grand finals. Remember that BYUN is the reigning champion, defeating Dark in PiGFest 2. And PiGFest champion of number 1, Cyril, has also been eliminated. If BYUN loses here, we're going to find a new champion for sure. Maru is looking very, very good. And yeah, this is a big issue, man. Why don't you leave the game? Oh my god, this is the old get out, just leave. I'm surprised Maru doesn't hit pause on pause right now, guys. This is that level of SMACKTalk. Maru's like, I gotta go watch Clem's match so I can study his build for the grand finals. He's like, I gotta go study who's Max Packs versus Clem in the other semi, man. I'm done. Come on, man, just leave, bro. I gotta go get my homework done. BYUN's like gonna try and recover here. He's got Banshees. I like that he's still building Banshees as well. But there's 3 Ravens, and the Banshees ain't gonna find anything. Cyclone comes in. The Banshees split. Double auto turret. 1 Banshee goes down for 2 auto turrets getting dropped. Barracks has fallen. As have BYUN's chances in this tournament. This has been one of the strangest series ever, guys. I just want to say hats off to BYUN, guys, because remember, he came into this series being game with us to make such brave statements as Maru suck, and saying all sorts of funny things in the chat. But it really is honestly hard when you're the older brother in the relationship, when your younger brother, your son, overtakes you and starts beating you around. It's always hard, but he takes it like a true gentleman, and BYUN does go down 4-2 in the end. GG, well played, man.